It's a cookbook for people who are afraid of cooking, who don't know how to cook or think cooking is something you have to have a great talent for. And it's an easy cookbook, but mainly it's for animals because I don't believe we should eat animals. I think they should be our friends, and I love animals, but to slit their throats and then eat their legs and their ribs and their wings and their arms and their breasts is not particularly on in my view. So I decided, instead of just talking to people, oh, you should go vegetarian, you should stop eating flesh. And they'd say, well, I'd like to be vegetarian, but I don't know what to eat. So I thought I will do a cookbook, only because I love animals, not because I want to be Julia Childs or Delia Smith or one of them, just because I love animals. So that's what it is. First of all, as I say, I made this cookbook for people who couldn't boil or scramble an egg. In other words, I made this for people who can't cook, who fear cooking. Now, people think vegetarian cooking is harder. Well, I say meat cooking is harder because you have to touch dead animals, raw animals. But that's something else. It is easy to cook vegetarian. It's just so easy. But I think it's the fear of the unknown. But anyway, as I say, if you get my cookbook, you'll be helping animals and you'll be helping yourself. When I was a kid, I used to save bits of carrots for the horses at the stable. And yet my mother was feeding horses to our dogs, and I never associated it. I would eat roast beef or get a rib at a Chinese restaurant or eat a chicken breast. Lately, that's really hit me. Oh, would you like a breast or a thigh? What? But I never associated the horror of slaughterhouses and fear with eating, oh, roast beef. I'll have it very rare, thank you, with lots of blood, please. We were up at our farm, and I'd never lived with animals except, a dog or a cat. And when I married Paul, he had a farm out in Scotland, and he took me up there, and I loved it. And there were sheep everywhere. Oh, lovely sheep. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it wonderful? And then we sat down to have leg of lamb or leg of sheep. And it was like, wait a minute, those little cute lambs out there, and we're eating. And we looked at each other and went, So we stopped eating flesh. And then we were behind a truck of chickens, tightly packed, beautiful chickens. And it turned into a chicken processing plant. And that was it. And people go, well, fish don't have feelings. I said, yeah, you pull them out of water, they're so happy. They say, hey, thanks. I didn't like it in my own kingdom. I'm glad, and it's going like that. And you go, oh, no problem. Hey, thanks, guys. You want to take a few of my friends? I mean, everything has feelings. And who are we to murder them? It's just something that's in me. I think I love life. And nature and animals are life.
Do you like them because they're instinctive, because
They're kind, they're not materialistic, they don't care if you're good looking or bad looking, or if you have a pimple or whatever. They're dedicated, and they meditate a lot. If you think of animals today, they're not going around on Wall Street in the stock market or backstabbing each other or drinking to get through life.